Hi guys, welcome to Sim UK, and this is MudRunner, a Spintires game. And this is the opening screen that you'll see once you buy the game, and the music comes free. First of all, let's have a look around. Tilt mouse to move the camera, okay. Wow, the camera on this is just, it's unique. And it's aggressive. Oh, crikey. Cool. Now let's drive. Release the parking brake and drive along the asphalt road. Now I've got my steering wheel in front of me, but it's not configured yet, so unfortunately I am literally forced to do this. With the keyboard, which, interestingly, look at the detail in this game. I'm going to talk about this in a lot more detail. It says W is accelerate, and I'm pressing E, which is not the accelerate button, which is why that's not working. Okay. I don't use the keyboard very often. Anyone who knows me knows that. But, in terms of physics, this game is, well, the best we've got, let's put it that way, in terms of muddy, sort of all-terrain vehicle driving. You've approached a muddy road, engage all-wheel drive and differential lock. Okay, all-wheel drive and diff lock. I don't know how to do diff lock. Q. Okay, gotcha. So this game, I'll give it its credit, is well geared to being driven with a keyboard. It's quite simple to do, and it feels quite responsive in the right way, and it's good. I give it high marks for that. You're now approaching another track. In MudRunner, you can switch between trucks that you've unlocked. Drive closer to the truck. So this will unlock it. So we now have a B3130. Now let's switch to this truck. To do so, enter advanced mode and select the change truck option. There's advanced mode. Okay, that's not right. Oh, V. Understood. Change truck. Click on that one. Excellent. Good work. Note that this truck is rear drive only and doesn't have differential lock. Release the parking brake and keep driving along the road for as long as you can, is basically what it's going to say. Go then. Thank you. Try and stay out of the puddles, because this is not a vehicle that can handle all terrain. Oh, what the flipping hell am I saying? Each truck in MudRunner is equipped with a winch that you can attach to nearby trees or vehicles. Let's use it to pull ourselves over the hill. Press V. Enter advanced mode, yeah. Select winch point. Oh, I see. Right. So you select the truck first, so you've got these two little circles, and then pick where you want to attach to. So the winch pull, oh, look at that. Isn't that awesome? That sounds like that tree is going to end up coming down on our head. But I think we've done enough to get it up, so we'll just engage the camera, disconnect the winch, if I can manage to hit the button. Pretty good going. Release the winch and proceed along the road toward the building. I've already done that. I'm ahead of you. I'm predicting what you're going to say and doing it immediately. Now, if you look at the detail on the tyres here, And even the liquid in the fuel tank. I mean, this game is unique. And when it came out in its first iteration as Spintires, which has a story all of its own, you've arrived at the garage where you can install add-ons and trailers. Your truck can also be rescued and brought back to the garage if you're playing in casual mode. Now, casual mode, for those of you who don't know, is for beginners or those with more brains than I have, because I only play in hardcore mode and constantly lose my trucks in the mud. To access the garage, you must first unlock access to it by delivering 4 garage points. Someone has already delivered 3 points to this garage. Because your truck has 1 point, we can now unlock it. Now, I'm not being funny. What was the flipping point in that sentence there? None whatsoever. Carrying 1 garage point, unload, boom, done. Your truck gets fully repaired when you visit an unlocked garage, but gets refueled for only up to 200 litres. The aim of the game is to deliver logs to the lumber mill, so now let's install an add-on that carries logs. Okay, good. So this is the menu. It's so weird, this game. I mean, it's okay because I've played Spintires and it feels exactly the same. It's not, but it feels exactly the same. And this kind of looks familiar. It has been updated and changed a bit, and there's new content, and it's still got already in the workshop. There are loads of trucks and trailers and stuff that you can download and install for free, which is fantastic. But the original game just didn't have any development. I think there was an argument or something, a falling out. I don't know. I don't really know anything about that. All I know is that the game came out and everyone was like, wow, this is leaps and bounds ahead of anything we've had before. But then development just didn't happen. It stopped completely. This is exactly the same as that game, but hopefully it will have some development included with it. Right, so how do we... No, that's not what we wanted, was it? How do we... Oh, log carriage. There we go. Install. Now drive to the log station. I've got to say, that was pretty... The menu is still pretty crappy. But, and everything looks the same. I mean, you got the mud. The one thing you can't do with the keyboard is progressive sort of accelerator control. It's kind of all full on or none at all. You can blip it, I suppose, is the only thing. But yeah, I mean, look at the oh, I've got to get used to this camera again. Look at the detail on the tyre and the water and the way that the mud sticks to the tyre and gets washed off in the puddle. It's very, very good. It's better than anything else. I think it could be even better still, but that would obviously take development time in terms of realistic look and feel. But it's pretty darn good, I have to say. Here you can load up your truck. Different log types have different amounts of load points. Our current truck can only be loaded with short logs. Choose a load for your truck. Short logs. I had to clip that about 8 times, but okay. Good, now let's proceed to our final destination, the lumber mill. And this is where it's all going to go terribly wrong. I can already foresee it. Right, so we are going this way. Now, I'm tempted to avoid the water and go up on this hill, but I rather think the whole thing might tip over, because that's pretty heavily laden. Oh god, it nearly tipped over here. I mean, in Britain, I don't think you'd be allowed to drive this vehicle on a road. And, you know, I suppose this isn't a road. And this is sort of, well, I assume it's based in Russia, because the original developer is Russian. I believe the original developer is still part of this, and holds the the Spintires name, but obviously the Spintires game is kind of in dispute or whatever. I don't know where that music's coming from. Presumably the lumber mill. Perfect. Now it's time to unload your truck, but remember, this would only be 2 out of 8 load points total required to fill up the lumber mill in a real game. So what it's saying is you have to do this a lot of times. Unload. You finished the tutorial. This tutorial didn't cover everything in the game. Try a challenge to learn more. Well, you know, listening to this game, you do learn a lot about the developers, and heavy metal seems to be one of their pleasures in life. And I could see myself sitting down drinking some vodka with that in the background. Most definitely. Let's try and figure out how to turn that off and never have to listen to it again. Camera sensitivity, enable music. No, thank you. Controller vibration. So this is for basically. This game is very well configured for keyboard and 360 controller support. And kind of steering wheels a bit as well, in terms of it does work. It's a bit fiddly, you have to kind of set it up a bit, but it does work. So this is predominantly sort of centered around 360 controller support. Now you do have some graphic options, nothing overly significant, but that's not really what the game is all about. Voice transmit. So there is also a kind of a multiplayer element, and that's what this is for over here. I haven't actually tried multiplayer, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. I will try it out at some point, but for now, that's all we need. Turn the music off, and that's a dramatic improvement straight away. So the tutorial, I believe, is what we've just done. That is the full tutorial. But look at the detail on the water here. This is very, very detailed. This is not messing about. It's just very unique and very Russian. If that's not meant as a criticism, it's just that a lot of Russian games have this kind of... They haven't really adopted the Apple rounded buttons, you know, everything looking smooth and clean and neat and tidy. They're a bit more rugged and sharp edges, and which is fine. It's just, you know, different to what we're used to in the Western world, I guess is what I'm saying. And which is better? Who cares? To be quite honest with you, who cares? Let's go to control and see if we can see. Can I set a wheel up? Oh, okay. I see what I did there. Oh, let's go back. Right. Let's see if I can set up the wheel. Accelerate. Brake. Brake, accelerate. Ah, now this is... this is something that I remember from the original... wow. Yeah, it's a bit of a flipping mess right now. For some reason, if I so much as touch... I don't know, the mouse... If I touch anything on my controller, it moves the mouse. It affects the mouse. So there's a few issues with that. Jeepers creepers. Could you just come over here and click on this? It doesn't want to at all. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it does have some problems. Clutch. Oh, for God's sakes. Gear 1. Gear 2. Gear 3. Gear 4. Gear 5. Gear 6. And reverse gear. Probably one of the most important gears in all of this game. Gee whiz, setting this up is absolute hell, I have to say. Right. It just keeps glitching out. It definitely needs some work. There's no two ways about this. I need to think about how I'm going to set this up, I guess. All-wheel drive. Let's pick that and select. Okay, so interestingly, it's not reading some of the inputs, like the D-pad on the G29 is not coming through, which is a bit of a pain. You've got headlights. Interestingly, you don't seem to have windscreen wipers, which is something I pretty much think would need to be on here. And that's not me trying to set it up. It really is quite dated, I think is the word I'm looking for. If I leave the mouse there for a second and I don't touch anything, you'll see that nothing happens. That's kind of confusing. Oh, there we go. It jumps up automatically by itself, and then there's like a laggy type of... It is a bit of a mess. It is a bit of a mess. It does need work. It's not in any way polished, I have to say. But then I don't think that's really the... that's not really the aim, if I'm being honest. Cockpit camera. Ah! Cockpit camera. Now this is something that was missing from the first game, and now they have it. But I don't think they have head tracking included yet, which is a shame, because that would be fantastic in this game. A bit of head tracking, especially if you could stick your head out the window. That would be outstanding. Right. So let's go menu. Stop doing that. Menu. Navigational map. Advanced mode. Trailer cam. Front rear camera. No. No. Oh, I've already bound that. Okay. Yes, then, in that case. Winch is going to be that one. Horn can be that one. Okay, right. So finally, I have fought my way through trying to set this up. And I think we're good to go. So that was basically just an introduction to the game. Setting up a G29, which has its issues, there's no doubt about that. Join me for the next episode where I'll do some challenges, and then we'll just try single player, I guess. But challenges, I think, probably a good idea to get me back into the swing of this game. I didn't play Spintires that much because I found the menu and everything just too clunky and horrible. This is better, but it just basically feels like the same game, slightly improved. Well, it's improved, I'd say, on the face of it, but there are definitely some bugs and some issues, and it's nice to have cockpit camera included. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out. So this was just a very quick first look, first setup for my G29, and hopefully, I don't know, it whets your appetite, is informative for you, something positive, just, you know, whiling away a couple of minutes or whatever, I don't know. Hopefully you've enjoyed it a tad. That's all I'm really trying to do here, and yeah, until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now.